Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at HBAR. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Okay, so now what we're looking for here is that possibility that we're looking for continuation to the upside, looking for that move potentially up towards this 1-to-1 or up to this 1618 if we're going to have a bigger trending move here. So basically what we're looking for is that confirmation of that bigger structure to the upside. We were talking about this in the previous video that we could potentially count this as a 1, 2, 3 down into this low, and we're looking for that possibility of having a fourth wave in this area and then actually looking for a 5 wave move. Now because of the length of this wave 3, I am looking out for that possibility we could actually see a truncation in here. And what I'm looking for is the potential that somewhere within here we have a diagonal. So we're going to discuss a couple of those counts in a second here. But basically what the typical fifth wave is would be down actually further towards the zone of this 0514 to this 0471. And this is the zone that we were potentially looking for. So we haven't actually come down that deep again. So we're going to need to just be aware this might not reach this area. What I am looking out for, if we are just looking at this as a potential diagonal. So what I mean by looking for a diagonal is looking potentially at this move, and there's a couple of ways we could look at this really. Um, we could argue that this is a wave 1 into here, this is a wave 2. Potentially we're looking to form a wave 3 as an A, a B, and a C down into this low point, which could actually then be looking to target out this 0555 region. So if we do actually move back above this high point here of this 0659, potentially this could mean that within here I've got the count wrong, and potentially there's another way of looking at this. Could potentially say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it could be completed into there. It would be very messy. And yeah, it's not the greatest structure within here, so we need to just give it a bit of time. If we, however, do see a three-wave move down like this, what I would then be anticipating is to see another three-wave move to the upside, and then basically one more, which could actually look to bring us down below this low point here, and potentially look to actually target out towards this box zone. However, if we do start to break down deeper here, we'd have to be cautious. It could be building a bigger structure where actually within this, potentially we've got another 1, 2 here, and we break down for that bigger third wave. And if we do move down towards this zone of this 0515, basically we'd have to be careful because it could mean that within here we're starting to extend, and this would be a third, fourth, and a fifth, and then basically we'd have to allow for the possibility that within here we've got some additional ones and twos, and it could actually look to push down deeper. The key zone we hold is this 423. This is going to be the key area. If we start to lose this 0423, basically this move starts to fall apart. Some other target zones we were previously talking about as potential fifth wave targets was this 618 here, this 0529, and this 2.618 of A, which would be here at this 0496. So keep an eye on these levels as well. It is a bit choppy, like I said, so it needs a bit more time here. It is possible that we could be forming a move to the upside here, but if we do, even if we do move up here, I'd be cautious because of the structure here. We'd need to move up significantly higher to get us out of that potential area that we could get rejected, which is this 80864 to this 0729. So if we are talking about bullish potential here, and we are talking about that possibility that we are already looking to break out, basically when we were last looked at the video, we were talking about the possibility we could potentially count this as a diagonal to the upside here. And what we're then looking for is that possibility of wave 2. So this is still viable, but there are a few things that need to happen. We first off need to hold this zone of this 0570. Starting to lose that basically would then make me look for those lower targets that we talked about. If we, however, do look to start to push out, the problem is even within this, the structure isn't that great. Potentially it could be extending out here, but we don't really have that confirmation, and this just looks like a big corrective mess. And what I'm looking for here, we come down into smaller time frames here, is basically I want to see whether, within this we could potentially. The problem is we do seem to have 5 wave structured down, and for as long as we're forming 5 wave structured down, it becomes more likely that we're actually going to continue this to the downside like this. We'll have to see if we do maintain some of these key zones, particularly this one here of this 0587. Potentially this could be building out as a 1-2. We form another 1 and a 2 here, and then we start to get some traction to the upside. We would need to have a much more significant move up towards this 1618 here, this 0467 and basically what we'd want to see here then, if we are looking to extend up, be this to play out as a 5-wave structure here. Like I said, up past this zone, it can potentially extend past this, but what we'd want to see is basically this form a 5-wave move up here, finding support for a fourth and then a fifth. And then after this move completes, basically we would want to just see a 3-wave structure down and then more 5-wave structure developing to the upside for this to actually play out. Otherwise, I think it's more likely that we've got potentially another drop down here before we actually look to any kind of a move to the upside. So this is basically the bullish standpoint we are looking for previously. Looking at this potentially as a diagonal, which already puts it on, it's less likely. So we need to just be aware this could look to continue to break down. And for as long as we stay below some of these highs, it is more likely that that is the case. But even if we do push up here one more time like this, if this just becomes an A, a B, and a C, and we only move up towards this 0740 area, potentially that could just mean that this is another bigger connector in here, and then we're going to actually look for that continuation down. So we need to really get up above some of these key levels. We want to break above this 0864 and start to find support in here and look to progress up. If we just move up into this zone, even this 1618, even if we did get a move up into this 1618, we'd still need to be cautious and wait for this wave 4. If that failed to develop, we'd still have a 3-wave structure here, which could mean that there's even more extension to the downside. So this is the stuff that I'm watching out for on the shorter term. If we lose this 0542, basically this invalidates all bullish potential that we have marked out here. And we would then have to look for those lower targets that we discussed. So we need to get above this 0855. So, as long as we remain above these key zones, this would be the next key level here. Basically, this 0585 region, we need to stay above that if we're looking for this continuation. But the way this move is starting to break down here, it is making me think it's more likely that we're going to actually see that continuation to the downside. And this is either a bigger corrective mess that's not quite completed, or basically this is looking to end in that diagonal we discussed, where this becomes 1, 2, looking for a third, fourth, and a fifth, and we actually look to push down and take these lows. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for. If we do actually complete this as a diagonal to the downside, looking for this move as something like this, as this, into this low, what we'd have to be careful of is, if we don't manage to break back above these key zones, it could be setting us up for continuation. Really, we need to get back above this zone of this 0987. Otherwise, this could indicate, that we are going to see weakness within this structure and see this continuation and this sell-off to the downside. So we need to be aware, there is still that possibility to see us come back down into this zone here of this 0279 to this 0189 region. So basically, we need to just be cautious here. If this does start to break down, potentially we could have some additional structure. Like I said, this could either be looking for a diagonal to complete. We get a 3-wave move up, can't break above these highs, continue down, and look to push down towards this 0270 as a that would be off of the 0.618. So potentially we could see this come down into these zones if we do continue to reject off of these levels. So we're gonna have to see. There's a bit of consolidation here. We are currently still above the support zone, but yeah, if we start to lose this, it could get quite messy. Really, what we'd want to see is this area hold, and then basically to get back above these highs if we're going to be looking for that bullish continuation here, and that's going to be very important. We're going to have to see how these levels hold. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both Prime XBT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.